All right, you guys, welcome back for another episode of Peru for Goof. Tonight, we'll deep dive into a YouTube channel called Maximum Fear. It looks like a good channel. It looks fun. And this episode, they're focusing on Bigfoot. So why don't you join us for the ride? Hang on tight. Let's have some fun and let's take a look right now.
Hello everyone, I'm Max and today I'm here to maximize your fear. Brand new Bigfoot footage that's shocking the world. Okay, so some brand new Bigfoot evidence has been going viral recently. It was posted on December 8th, 2024. It comes from YouTube channel Sylvanic Bigfoot, where host and renowned Bigfoot researcher Todd Standing reviews the photos he had been sent. Todd states that the man who sent him these photos wishes to remain anonymous. Along with this, he wishes for the location to remain anonymous as well. However, we do know it was taken in the US. The owner of the photos, who Todd calls Rand, states the area is very remote and secluded.
Okay.
He also claims that other researchers visit the area frequently, and he doesn't know if they have the same luck as him. He claims he camps out and watches and researches a group of Sasquatches there.
I think he wrote a script for this.
So here is the photo, while I continue on with the story. It's also made apparent that a translucent Bigfoot face is present in the photo. This is a watermark that the picture owner's nephew created and put on the picture for copyright reasons.
Amazing.
Yeah. He called it.
So as Todd goes over the sighting, he states, quote, so he goes into this particular region and it's quiet. What he does on the first day he arrives is he puts up apples, and that night he claims to get a tremendous amount of success.
The setup was this guy goes there to study a family of Bigfoot. So the implication being that he already knows that they are there, and he has a routine that he goes through with him.
It sounds like it. And apparently, this photographer only got one shot off when it walked right in front of him.
Well, that he sent to this dude.
Yeah.
Dude, but he won't share his name.
No.
And his method is
TMI.
Because according to him, these creatures just
you might think the Bigfoot would turn around too if he walks right in front of you.
So if he acts like he's leaving,
so
this is
there's
when
two
they're gonna
things
come
there.
down and
One,
eat the food and apples he's left out for them.
It's just a really well done suit, and the reason they didn't turn around is
As he
because it
acted
would
like
have
he
looked
was
fake
leaving,
with
this is
the
when he snapped
face.
the photo.
Or two, it's legit because like it looked really
One of the
good.
supposed Bigfoots walked down onto the trail
And
in
that
front of
just
him,
happens
and
to
got
be
a
the
nice
one
zoomed
picture
in
that he
picture
sent
of
out
it.
of a slew that he must have if the story holds up. Or three, it's AI,
According to
which
Rand,
of course
creature was trying
the
to
guy
guide
who
him
took the
down
picture
into
is
the
saying, no,
valley.
it's not AI. Well, that's
Rand states that the
you sent
energy
it,
of the
you
valley
would say
spooks
that.
him, and he has never
Yes,
been
There's
down
like
I'm
three
going-
options there, but at least so on its face, if you were to accept
He
it,
also states that
at least the dimensions are right. At least the muscles are there. At least the fur looks better. It's not so fake looking. It looks like genuine fur, not
So could this Sasquatch have been
costume
trying to
fur.
lead Rand into a secluded
So,
area to
you
his
know,
impending doom? I don't know. But anyways,
I feel like
take a
this.
Yeah,
closer
I
look
mean,
at the photo.
AI can do
than the
that.
other ones we've
It looks
watched.
super realistic.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with option
His calf
C.
muscles are defined
AI.
That
by
is
parts.
AI, without
it's
question.
really hard to
Even its
tell.
feet and
But this is the
specifically the
quality
bottoms
that
of
I
its
would
feet look
want to start
insanely
seeing
real.
from people instead of
hairless
blurry
hands as well.
photographs and all that other shit. So
Its shoulder muscles, back
Yeah, I
muscles,
mean, at
and
least it's
glutes all
clear.
look exceptionally real and
yeah,
defined.
but I agree. You're right. It's probably AI, but I just
Skeptics,
with the
though,
quality
call
of
out
cameras we
AI,
have, this
stating
is
that
what
the
I've been
photo is too good
expecting
to be
more
true.
of.
Though many believe this
Yeah.
isn't
And
AI,
have been
including
confused why
expert
we don't
Todd
have it.
Standing
But, all right.
himself.
Sorry.
So
Anyway,
what do
I
you
just
think
wanted
about
to.
this one?
No, that's
Keep us
okay.
updated
into
if
it.
any more information
We got no
is
rules.
released.
Zero rules here. If we need to pause, we're
This
gonna
exclusive
pause.
Bigfoot footage is shocking.
Let's see what else
This
this
one
young
was
guy has
highlighted
to
on
say. I
November
bet his name is
22nd,
Max. I didn't look it up
2024.
though. Oh, it does
A
say
group of friends
Maxwell
were in a
Fear, so I
dense
think his name
forest,
is
climbing
Maxwell.
trees and exploring.
So.
An activity they found themselves doing often. The specific location of the forest wasn't listed, but as they climbed up in a particular tree and sat there and relaxed for a while, an unexpected visitor appeared below. They sat there still, trying to be as quiet as possible, as this Bigfoot-like creature makes its way past. The abrupt stop of the footage is because they didn't want to be seen.
That looks like a guy in a
They
ghillie
feared
suit.
the creature would see them, so they stopped filming and put the phone away. Zooming in, the alleged creature is covered in long black fur. As it makes its way closer, it emits low growling noises. It maneuvers rather quickly through the brush, focused on its path ahead, completely unaware of the boys in the trees above. Who knows what would have happened if it spotted them? Would it have tried to attack, or would it have fled? Regardless, this was a close call that made for an amazing video, an encounter the boys would remember forever. Here is another new video that's been taking the internet by storm. It was just posted on Christmas Day of 2024, and it comes from South Carolina. A man was enjoying his Christmas when suddenly he began to hear some very loud noises coming from behind his home. Behind his home is a dense and remote forest. He then makes his way outside.
I hope you can hear this. It sounds like gorillas fighting in the tree. They're breaking limbs bigger around than me.
He walks around to his back patio and shines his bright flashlight in the trees, and here is where it gets closer and closer.
I've never seen anything like it in my life. This is the second time I've come over here. First time, when I got up under them trying to figure out what it was, they started breaking limbs off and throwing them at me. And I still cannot figure out what it is.
What could possibly be breaking trees like this? It has to be something extremely strong and powerful. Now this is all scary enough, branches breaking and everything. But what happens next tells us all we need to know.
Look, that's bigger than me. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. What in Jesus' name is doing this? Oh my God, he just took half the tree down. Something, oh my God, oh my God.
Whoa.
It's something stronger than a bear.
Is that wind?
He is pissed.
What is going on?
As soon as he turns his light off, practically half of the tree is ripped off before our eyes. But somehow we don't see what's doing this. Whatever it is, it's massive, and it's camouflaged extremely well. Some people in the comments speculated some machinery was doing this, like tree cutters and such. However, if it was heavy machinery, we would hear it running, right? No machinery with this power could take down trees like this while making no noise, right?
Right.
Right.
But humans can't just rip tree limbs off like this and remain unseen.
Let's state the obvious.
Especially this high up. I don't know what this could be.
So, but why are we saying Bigfoot?
A lot of people are saying Bigfoot. Because Bigfoots are known to behave this way, throwing around branches and large tree limbs
exactly when you were going to ask
They're
that.
also infamous for their hiding and camouflage abilities.
Yeah, that was
but because we don't get a glimpse of it, we can't know for sure. The following captures come from Southern Ohio. Though it was captured back in 2021, it's very exclusive and has remained practically unseen by the public. The uploader Stephanie states, "Weird footprints in the snow at my parents' home in Southern Ohio. Some say a bear, some say Bigfoot."
Those are the two options?
It's the only two options.
She states that the mysterious footprints are 7 to 8 feet apart between each
it's
step.
A bear or Bigfoot. That's all you got, folks.
7 to 8 foot strides are crazy and can only be done by a human if running. I don't think a bear
that's not
can
one of
run
the options.
bipedal like this and
It's
create
bear
these
or
strides.
Bigfoot.
Well, it's all right foot.
Also,
apparently.
if you know, bear prints don't
Right
look like
foot,
this.
right foot, right
These
foot.
prints here seem human-like.
A one-legged Bigfoot who's running.
It's a hopping on one leg.
Taking a look at the close-up picture, the prints are very long and wide.
That doesn't look like the same.
Even though we can't really read the measuring tape beside, it's safe to estimate the prints are in the range of 18 to 23 inches. So about 1.5 to 2 feet. This would be a very, very large human print. If you look closely, you can also see the toe imprints at the tip.
He nailed that one. Correct.
Incredible.
I actually remember one year, one of my friends found some very weird footprints in their backyard in the snow. They live by a big field and a few stretches of woods, and they get a lot of deer and wildlife roaming through their backyard. But this didn't look like anything ordinary, like wildlife or anything. And I'm pretty sure I took pictures of them, but it was years back and I don't know where they are. So I'll try to look for them, and if I find them, I'll let you guys know. But I remember trying to figure this out, and I was searching up different wildlife footprints, and I remember nothing matched up. They looked like weird prehistoric bird footprints or something. That's the only way I could explain it. And they were extremely spaced out, like 10-foot strides or something. If I ever find the photos, I'll definitely show you guys. But anyways, on to the next clip.
Thanks, man. Let us know if those come up.
The following close-up Bigfoot footage comes from Virginia. The man is out in the remote wilderness when he thinks he spots a bear. Eager to get a video of it, he pulls his phone out and begins recording. And this is when he realizes it's not a bear at all.
Hey, bear.
That's a natural bear call. Hey, bear.
Hey, bear.
That is a huge forehead.
Yeah, not sure what we're looking at here. Is that the forehead?
As he zooms in closer and closer, an unknown creature is revealed. It's just standing there, trying to hide behind the tree.
Bear, you're not good at hiding.
Look
I
at the
can
upper
see
portion
you.
of its body.
Hey, bear.
It has a humanoid, hairy body and a face that looks like a mix between a man and a monkey.
Wow.
Its face is hairless and seems to be a lighter grayish color. It has a massive forehead, and in this shot here, it seems we can see its eyes through the vegetation. The creature is very defined. We can even see the small details down to its wrinkles on its forehead. That's what makes this one so compelling.
So compelling.
And what makes it even more compelling is the fact that Virginia is a so-called Bigfoot hotspot, with so many infamous sightings coming from the region.
Well, then it's done.
Yeah.
Just to name a few, the Blue Ridge Parkway sighting in Western Virginia in 1990, the Peaks of Otter sighting near Bedford, Virginia in the early 2000s, and the Wise County sighting of 2014. The Blue Ridge Parkway sighting consisted of a group of hunters claiming to see a large, hairy creature walking upright in the Shenandoah National Park. They described it as being over 7 feet tall with broad shoulders and long arms.
Shenandoah.
The creature reportedly let out a guttural yell before disappearing into the forest.
What is that? That was
in
a
the
crazy
Peaks of Otter sighting, a family camping near the Peaks of Otter reported seeing a large bipedal creature watching them from the tree line. The creature reportedly followed them at a distance as they hiked back to their campsite.
This was the photograph they took.
Yeah.
It left behind footprints about 15 inches long, which they documented with photographs. And finally, the Wise County Bigfoot incident.
And where are those?
Residents of a rural area reported hearing loud, unidentifiable screams late at night. A farmer claimed to see a massive figure moving across his property. He described it as being covered in dark fur and approximately 8 feet tall. Large footprints were also discovered near a creek bed. All of this being said, do you think the footage is real? Let me know in the comments down below.
What footage? I didn't see footage, did you?
No.
Here is a close-up capture of Bigfoot's face. Now, not too much is known about this one other than that. We don't know what area it comes from or who took it, etc. But the picture is so clear and so close up that it's compelling enough on its own. Check it out.
Oh, this looks more like a caveman or something like that.
But it would be the first picture, really.
This has to be one of the clearest and closest pictures of a supposed Bigfoot ever.
The hair looks wrong, though.
We can see every single detail on this one. It has dark, spiky hair atop its head, fading into more straggly, rough hair on its shoulders and below.
I wonder why he's reading a script.
Its right ear poking out from within its thick hair. Its skin is pale and aged.
He's reading a script.
It has the textbook facial features of a Bigfoot. The strong, prominent brow ridge, large nose, human-like eyes, and mouth.
I don't know where that book is.
And it's not often we get to see the teeth
I
on one
would
of
very
these
much
creatures.
like to read this textbook.
Its teeth here almost look like molars.
You got to
like
get into
human
that school first.
Its facial bone structure is also very defined and cut. Despite the HD evidence, skeptics still aren't satisfied.
If it were...
They think it could be a person in a costume or a prop or something.
Yeah, but...
However, costumes usually don't look this realistic, and there's just something about it that seems very real.
Okay.
Well,
its eyes seem pretty real to me. Like it's looking into my soul or something, but I don't know.
Oh my God. He didn't go for that, did he?
I'm going to leave this one up to you, the viewers, to make a decision. Do you think this one is real and that it really is a juvenile Sasquatch close up? Or is it a hoax like skeptics are saying? Let me know. Now, this is the newest Bigfoot evidence. It was just posted on January 22nd, 2025. Not only this, but it's also insanely exclusive, with only about a few thousand people seeing it. This being said, take a look at the man's footage.
Hey, does anybody know what this is? I'm from Alaska. I've never seen anything like this before. To let my chickens out and stuff, and I see these big prints. This is me walking. It takes 4 steps to make one of those. Pretty interesting. I don't know.
He shows us some strange prints in the snow behind his home in Alaska.
Doesn't look like a Bigfoot print.
Look at how long some of the strides are. Whatever this creature was, it was sprinting, or it just has the ability to make these long of strides while walking. The length between is incredible, estimated at 7 to 8 feet at times.
Probably
this leads us
something
to
wrong.
believe
Could be
the
a
creature
deer.
is bipedal. Taking a closer look at the prints themselves, they look human-like.
Like a moose or something.
Yeah.
They're in the same shape as a human footprint, but longer.
No, they're not.
And in some of them, the toes look strange.
Well,
Those are
And judging
probably
by the
hooves.
man's boot prints beside, these prints are much larger. Alaska, known for its vast wilderness and remote landscapes, has long been a hotspot for stories of mysterious creatures, including Bigfoot. The state's rugged terrain, dense forests, and sparse population make it an ideal setting for cryptid lore.
Here's the photo they took later that evening.
Indigenous groups in Alaska, including the Tlingit and Athabascan peoples, have long told stories of large, hairy, humanoid creatures in their traditions. These creatures are sometimes referred to as Kushda, described as a wild man or a forest spirit, sometimes feared for its ability to lure people into the wilderness. And also the Uriuli,
Kuska.
a giant hairy creature said to inhabit the forests of southwestern Alaska. According to legend, Uriuli were once children who got lost in the woods and transformed into these beings.
The forest was more of a skinwalker thing.
Well, we're doing an episode on that too.
These stories predate
Don't
modern
you worry.
Bigfoot accounts and suggest deep cultural history tied to these types of creatures. This being said, was this what this man captured evidence of? One of these unknown creatures? Or could it possibly be explained? The story goes like this. A young boy ventures out into the woods all alone, with nothing but a camera and a flashlight. He had always wanted to see what the woods looked like at night, despite his parents telling him not to. This night, he would find out exactly why his parents tried to keep him out of this forest in particular.
Why did they move
As he
there
ventures
then?
on, he starts to hear some rustling, like something huge pretty close to him.
No.
Then it charges.
Oh,
Seen is an absolutely huge bipedal creature.
I don't
It
know if
looks
it
to
was.
be covered in dark hair.
No, and it didn't look.
Slowing the
Didn't really
footage
look
down, we
huge
can
either.
see it looks like a mix between a human and a large ape or something.
No,
Looks
that
like
is
a
not
ninja
what
to
I'm
me.
saying at all.
As it lunges right for
No.
him, this is when the footage cuts off.
It looks like a ninja.
Out of sheer fear, he turned the camera off, trying to get away, causing the abrupt stop. However, it wasn't stated what happened to the boy after this video was taken.
Well,
It's
I
assumed
mean,
he's alive and well, though, because
It's
he was
found
able
footage,
to release his
right?
footage to the world,
Right. That's yes.
which means his camera made it out at least. Maybe the boy doesn't want to speak out, fearing it could complicate his life.
I mean, fair.
Well, nobody saw his
And not
face.
only
How's it going
that,
to
but also
complicate his
bring up
life?
memories he doesn't want to remember. The night he was nearly killed by an unknown creature in the
No,
woods.
that's an assumption.
As you may have guessed, of course, most viewers are calling this
I
a
don't like when people
Bigfoot.
make
But what do
assumptions
you
like that.
guys think? Definitely one of the scariest Bigfoot encounters ever. This brand new video was just posted on January 10th, 2025. It comes from Utah. Take a look as a woman films some strange prints she just found.
Look at these tracks. That is crazy. It looks like Bigfoot tracks. Look at that.
Too close together.
Yeah.
But, well, hold on.
He's been hunting forever. He's never seen tracks like that, he said. That looks like a foot. He says it looks like big. Where does it go? Where is he coming from? I'm getting back in the truck.
She says they've never seen prints like this before, despite hunting and being out in the woods their whole lives. You can tell the woman is deeply intrigued by the prints and wants to find out more. The sheer size of the footprints is enough to tell us these aren't human. They're extremely wide, and you can even see defined toe marks on most of them. One thing skeptics point out, though, is how close together the prints are.
Yes.
Oftentimes, alleged Bigfoot tracks are way more spread out, with much longer strides.
Uh-huh. He's putting it together.
But these ones here are very close together for some reason. Could it be that the bipedal creature was just walking slowly and grazing around in this area?
No.
Perhaps looking for food or something?
Uh-uh.
Another theory skeptics have is that this was simply someone walking around in snowshoes.
Okay.
Okay, I could see that.
Shoes that are made for walking around in the snow that are oftentimes rather large. But why would they be on their property? Was someone trespassing, or was Bigfoot trespassing? It looks like we'll never know for sure, and our questions will remain
only options.
unanswered.
It's all we got.
Yeah.
Oh.
What the fuck is
What
this?
the hell?
But it looks like this one was captured indoors or something.
Huh?
Which
Yeah.
wouldn't make sense why
like
a
a
creature that
crazy
wants to
suit.
remain hidden would be indoors.
Yeah, that's a crazy suit.
And it
looks
appears
good.
to be holding a baby Sasquatch in its hands. It is highly speculated this is just someone in a costume.
Ye-
As I previously stated.
think-
Highly speculated.
Or
Just for
it's
fun,
just
let's
a
go ahead and
statue.
analyze it.
Somebody's
I think the
making it for,
Bigfoot
like,
came
one of
in.
those
It seems super
museums.
tall and
The
has a
photographer
muscular
set up
build.
the lighting for him and said, let's take a shot.
Yeah.
Make a fist. Slowly ease up underneath.
Ridiculous.
From its eyes, nose, and human-like mouth and teeth.
Why are we even looking at this one?
I had no
It really
idea.
does look like a
I think that's
human
gonna
mixed
come out
with
really
a
nice.
primate.
Max, why are we doing this?
And we can see its hair
You know
thins out around
this
its
is just a
chest
statue
area
or
and
somebody
facial
in a suit.
area. Another
Why are
typical
you even
trait
showing
found in
this?
Sasquatches.
Max, I expect
I could
more
even
from
argue
you.
AI here again.
No.
And the baby looks pretty similar to just a smaller and younger version of the one holding it.
No.
Even though this one
Max,
is controversial, it's still a pretty good
you're better than
conversation
this.
piece.
Max, we've never seen any of your videos.
The
but
following
you're better
capture
than
comes
this.
from Reddit. The uploader, not the 100, uploaded this just the other day. However, the actual encounter happened all the way back in 2018.
Oh.
Why he's just now deciding to share it
Why
is
you gotta
unknown.
make it sound like
But
it's so
anyways,
long
he
ago?
states,
2018 wasn't that long
back
ago.
in
Shit.
2018, I had an
Way, way
encounter
back
with a
in
Bigfoot or
2018.
Yeti.
Before
Just 'cause
Alabama
he's
was a
like-
state.
Just because he was in grade school.
I was
doesn't
going
mean
to
it was that
college at
long
Grand
ago.
Valley State University in Michigan. The college was surrounded by dense forest that went on for miles. He states that he and his friends would hang out and hike in those woods every single day.
Okay.
But this day would be different. This February day, they were hiking down these deep valleys when he, quote, stopped dead in his tracks when he was looking at the ground. He noticed huge human-like footprints embedded in the icy terrain. He states that you could tell it was something with a bipedal gait because there were no paw prints, just footprints. This would indicate against a bear or pretty much anything else that lives in Michigan, actually. The only thing it could really be is a human print.
Okay.
But how is it this big, and why would someone be out walking barefoot in the snowy winter weather miles back into the forest?
That's ice, though.
And whatever it was, it must have been super heavy to apply enough pressure to sink a footprint in that deep and defined in the ice.
The assumptions are amazing.
It would be
The
really
Reddit
warm,
user
too.
claims they had
It
hiked
doesn't
many,
just
many
melt
miles
like
back
that.
into the forest this
Right.
day. And they were so far away from campus that they were literally in another county. One of my friends even spotted something swinging from treetop to treetop. And obviously, no monkeys live in Michigan.
Oh, man. I just can't.
After the encounter, puzzled and frightened, they searched things online. And they actually found numerous reports of Bigfoot sightings in the county they were in. Definitely a very strange encounter. Did these unsuspecting college kids really find Bigfoot evidence this day? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.
Would not be able to stay up in the trees.
Hey,
On
it's
November
the region
24th,
of Michigan.
2024, one of the
Okay,
scariest
Nate,
photos
you
of
don't
Bigfoot
know.
ever would emerge.
You
It was
don't
uploaded with the
know.
caption, Bigfoot looking through cabin window. Here is the photo.
I mean, don't
Now,
get me
not much
wrong. If I
information
saw
was
that,
given with this
that would
one.
be unnerving. But
The
True.
location was unlisted, and the man who took the photo hasn't really
But,
said
I mean,
much.
One, that could
But
be
one thing's for
Photoshopped
sure,
anyway
it's downright
to
terrifying.
make it look like it's looking through it.
yeah,
Just imagine being all alone in a remote cabin in the woods, and this thing is just staring at you through the window.
yeah, I
I'd
don't know
probably
about
sell my cabin and leave the area for good. But just look at this photo.
Oh,
Its
boy.
right eye is aglow, but its left eye is not.
I don't think his right
It
eye
has a
is a
strong,
glow. I think
large
that's
eye
Not a
reflecting.
glow, it's reflection off the
It
surface
has a big,
of
wide nose, a
eye or
prominent brow
whatever it
ridge, and a
is.
straight mouth.
I think it's a light in the room that's coming through the window that's
Well,
Now,
reflecting
sometimes
on his
people
face.
say that Bigfoot
Yeah.
can look majestic and intriguing.
Just like there's another one down on his
But this
lower
one here is the
side of his
complete
head over
opposite.
there. It's from inside the house. It's a
Yeah.
reflection.
It's coming from inside the
I just wish there was more information on this one and maybe even a video associated. Nonetheless, it's one of the scariest ones of the whole video.
Oh, this is? Okay, let's get ready.
In this segment,
Oh, I
we take a
think you
look
said
at
the
a
last one
shocking piece
was.
of footage taken on a trail
That
camera
was-
in British Columbia.
Jeez.
The stealthy
We were
camera was
laughing,
mounted
but
in
it was the scariest.
The one we were laughing at was the scariest one?
Yeah.
Damn it.
This clear Bigfoot video allegedly comes from a while back. The exact time frame is unknown, but it was highlighted in 2024. It's believed the footage comes from a trail camera deep in a forest somewhere in the US. Here it is.
Okay, that legitimately
funny 'cause
looks
the
like
Trump-
AI generated on a 35 millimeter black and white.
100% AI. First of all, the trail camera is not going to move like that.
The video is insanely
No.
clear and close up.
Yeah,
We
and
can see
Yeah.
every detail on the
Whoa.
supposed creature's
But
body.
you can even see him transform more into a
It
human right
has
there. See how he's
Neanderthal-like
doing it?
facial features, like a mix
AI has a
between a
hard
primate
time
and a
holding
human.
on to the image.
Yeah,
And he
It
turns
also has
almost
very
into a
long
human at
hair
the
with
end
a
there, right
receding
there.
hairline.
yeah.
It's
But
really
the most
obvious
impressive
that's
thing
AI.
about this Sasquatch in particular is its muscle definition. It's absolutely shredded.
Max.
It has a defined set of abs, broad, strong shoulders, and insanely muscular arms.
Oh, boy.
Get Trevor. Austin, get the leg.
Hey, Bear.
Hey, Bear.
That was not an elk.
Just sounds like a dude.
It began with the sounds of something hitting a tree.
I'm trying to... Oh, I mean,
These sounds can't possibly be made with an ordinary stick.
no, it's not possible.
The knocks sound super deep and powerful, often the knocks Bigfoot is described to make. After the knocks, they heard deep guttural growls and howls.
I want to know
It
who's
sounds like
writing
whatever
Max's
it was
script.
is partially human or something.
Chat GPT.
Yep, this one.
This clear Bigfoot video is older, but was just highlighted on July 4th, 2024. The caption reads, "Rare old footage of injured female or juvenile Bigfoot caught on camera.
His left
Here's
eyebrow.
the video."
He might be doing that Jim Carrey thing. You know where Jim Carrey
Yeah.
does the eyebrow? Can't do it.
Or a Spock thing.
Wait, what? What did he say this was?
I don't know. It just looks like a dude in a suit.
A smaller and skinnier Sasquatch-like creature is making its way across the field.
No.
Max.
It's very dark in color, with a typical dome-shaped head often described on Bigfoots.
It looks like fucking
The way
Benny
it walks
Hill.
is strange, though.
Fucking gorilla outfit.
It hops and limps along, with
If I
one
had
arm
given
tucked to
any
the side and
credibility
the
to
other
Max,
one
I'm
out to the
taking it away
side.
now.
No,
Oh,
dude.
Max, you
Now,
got to
people
call
are
this
torn
one when you
between
see.
this one, like a lot of Bigfoot videos.
Oh, boy.
Believers point out that the
torn.
strides and overall movements of the creature point towards it being an unknown presence.
Nobody's torn on this.
Because
one.
humans obviously don't walk and move like that.
Yeah. Well,
Those
you've never been
skeptics
to a
say
bar,
this
Max.
is just a person in a costume trying to walk and move around strangely.
Yes.
Yes,
To
they
throw
do.
people off and to
Exactly.
create a well-done
Yes.
hoax.
All right, we made it to the end of the 3rd episode. Thank you guys for checking that out again. I would have to say this was goofy as hell, pretty much all the way through. I don't think there was anything that was very convincing. Maybe the sounds at the end were pretty good, but I don't think there was any video that was very convincing. I think the pictures were AI mostly, but still entertaining and a fun YouTube channel regardless. But yeah, I wouldn't be sold just watching that. If we're having fun, you guys are having fun, then why not keep making them? That's the way I look at it. Anyway, until then, we'll see you. Have a good night.
In this cosmic journey, you know we'll be just fine. So here's to the adventure, wherever it may lead. With Nate and Kevin, we've got all we need.